What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the show. This is your Friday 5 p.m. evening dose, or as we like to call it around here, man check. So thank you for tuning in, and obviously welcome Mitchell back to the studio.
Thank you so much. It was a great vacation, paid time off, PTO.
Some
paid time off.
How does that feel to be a mature adult?
I didn't get paid. We don't make nothing. You didn't pay me, at least. I actually spent money. I went on a
I paid you to leave.
Honestly, I want to hold it past you.
Hold it against me.
Put it past you. That's what I meant. Wow, we're
You
off
and
to a
I,
great
you
start.
and I are really good at mixing metaphors.
That's why our quotes are like terrible.
No, they're
misquoted.
They're not misquoted. They're real quotes. These are real people, obviously. But obviously, thank you for coming back, tuning in to Man Check. This is the end of the week, and earlier this week, we actually had an event. An event happened, a holiday happened, called 4th of July.
Is that what it's called?
Last I checked. What did you do?
I met.
Did you even know?
I met Bella's parents.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you that. Yeah, see, put that on the notes.
Put that on the notes. Met the parents.
Met the rents.
Met the Fockers.
We are 2.5 months in, and we done did it.
So just fill me in on the life of adult dating, because I've never experienced that, right?
So, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it's half adult dating, because she lives on her own and has her own life and career. I haven't started my career. I still live with my mom.
Did she meet your parents?
She's met my parents. She met my parents when my car broke down because she had to.
There you go.
Yeah, it wasn't
out of
planned.
function.
And then, of course, graduation was the next time I think she saw them.
Okay.
So she met them early on. She met them before we officially made anything official.
Interesting.
Made anything official.
Made anything official.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll
We're rolling
that.
it.
We'll roll with that. But that's really special, because like the man meeting the parents, it's a big deal. Were you stressed?
No. I'm more. Oh. No. I'm one of those. I'm more stressed of a girl meeting my parents than I am meeting theirs, because I know I am pretty good with parents, and I'm not saying that because I think Bella would have been bad with my parents, but my family is a handful.
Sure.
Like a handful. And she's been over to my house multiple times. My family bickers at each other. It's always loud. They're from the north. People are yelling, whatever.
Well,
anyway,
then not even to mention your sisters.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Which by the way, I just find this so humorous, and I don't even know if we've just verbalized this. I've only just at the wedding met your mom
for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes. I've never met your dad. Never met any of your sisters.
Lucky you.
Like none of it. I've never met your entire family, except sans your mom for 5 minutes.
I'll let you meet them when I plan on moving away, and if you want to not be my friends anymore.
It's like, no, what? Listen, I'm moving away. I will give you an out, and here's your out.
This is your reason to leave.
Look,
my life.
Your mom is great.
No, my mom is great. It's more so my family dynamic. It's just there's no filter, and I appreciate it personally, because I know you're just going to get their full authentic self. They don't care who's in the house. They're going to say whatever they want to say and how they want to say it to each other.
I like that.
And so it's just more so a matter of, like, I went to Bella's place, and Bella's like, just so you know, my house, like, if no one's talking, it's going to be really quiet.
Because she's an only child.
Yes.
See, okay, that is special.
Whereas if Bella and I aren't talking, like, it was literally dead silent. Whereas if I'm at my house and Bella and I aren't talking, someone's yelling in the back, the TV's loud, the dog's barking at something. Whereas when we went there, like, if Bella and I weren't talking and, like, no one was making a sound, like, dead quiet. No background noise, no nothing.
It's like that SNL sketch of, like, Will Ferrell and they're eating dinner. It's like, you don't know me, pop pop. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh man. Well, all right, everybody out there who has seen that, give me some love. But I'll show it to you after this. It's really funny. But it's exactly what you're describing, where it's like a really awkward kind of family dinner with, like, their daughter and her friend is there, and they're kind of like quiet, and the dad tries to ask him questions. She's like, you don't know me, and just like trying to be all tough and whatnot.
Like the interrogation of the father meeting the boyfriend.
Kind of.
Okay.
But it's like she's kind of just like a rebel without a cause kind of thing.
Okay.
Whatever. I'll show you later. So, you weren't with your family for 4th of July.
No, I wasn't. My parents are still not home. They went to Connecticut.
What?
My whole family lives in Connecticut, just about, except for us.
But why? Is it like, what's up there?
My family?
No, I know, but like,
that's just where they.
I mean, you're not from there, so like, why?
Both my parents are from Connecticut.
Right, but like, why did they come here?
That's a great question.
Georgia? Like, I mean, a job?
My dad. Oh, here. Why did they come here to Georgia? Oh, yeah, my dad got a job.
Okay.
And brought my mom, and then they had me, and I can't get out.
And you're stuck.
Yeah, I have not left.
Well, you're not stuck. You could leave.
I could, but for whatever reason, I just don't.
Well, family, girlfriend, friends. There's a lot of functional reasons not to leave.
Money.
I
need money.
Well, you get. Come on, man.
I'm not there yet, though. I'm not there yet.
Not there yet. Not there yet. That's okay.
Provinos won't pay me enough.
That's right. I forgot. So, what did you do for 4th of July? Because obviously, like, everybody does it differently.
Oh, we did it very different.
So what did you guys do?
We drove home on the 4th of July.
What? What a waste.
Yeah. So we drove up there on Friday early. Went to Auburn first because she wanted to see one of her closest friends. Then we came home. Her dad was away because her dad was getting like a trucker's certificate, like to drive a truck, because they're
cool.
Like, it's crazy how much money they're offering right now. Like, her dad's basically retired, but he decided, I got to do something, and they're offering a lot of money because the pandemic, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he was off doing that. I met her mom. Her mom's great, amazing cook. But we did that Friday.
I mean, Italian, right?
Oh yeah, it was like ridiculously good.
Aren't you glad you worked at Provino's now? You get a little taste for the behind the scenes.
I hate Provino's. No, I'm like, Provino's. This is some.
It's like fake Italian.
Yeah, this is some Olive Garden shit.
So you were with her family for 4th.
Yes.
Or the 4th weekend.
Yeah, Saturday we went to the beach because her family lives in Dothan, Alabama. Dothan,
Yeah.
Alabama. There ain't nothing there. There's nothing there.
I mean, you're pretty close to the beach, though.
Yeah, you're an hour and a half. So we went to the beach Saturday, hung out, came back, had dinner, and then Sunday we were just like sitting around. Bella was like, you know what? I've had 2 terrible nights sleeping on this futon. Like, I want to go home. Like, you got work, I got work. Let's just leave after dinner. So we left after dinner.
Dang.
And as we pull into Atlanta, we see the fireworks. Like, so it's kind of cool.
Okay, kind of cool.
I mean, that's really it.
So you didn't like get with friends or set off any fireworks of your own?
Nope.
Nothing.
I did not light a single firework this year.
Dang.
Like I did last year.
That would be that.
But you had the opposite. You had the opposite. I saw pictures.
Yes, I'm sure you saw Ellie's.
Let's do the switcheroo.
Okay. So on 4th of July. Okay, so the precursor to 4th of July is my aunt. She, for years, would buy my parents fireworks because they used to be illegal in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right.
They recently, I think, like a year or two ago, became legal?
Yeah, in the past, like 3 years, they like became legal. So she used to go out of state, buy them, and bring them, like literally mule them back into the state and give them to my parents because, that was kind of her shtick. Like, she would go out and buy these fireworks and then, obviously, like, supply us with a fun time. And we're talking like the big boy fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, yeah. No, I know.
The Mac Daddy 200, 500 gram ones.
Yeah, the ones
like,
that boom.
Boom. They shock you a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, and after a while, like my parents were getting so many fireworks that they couldn't set them all off, kind of thing. Like they were just like, oh my gosh, there's so many fireworks. Like they're just kind of like stockpiling in our basement. And on top of that, there were a couple 4th of July incidents where, like when I was young and my sister was young, we had like a bunch of neighborhood friends over at the house, and my dad, we had a play set in the backyard, and my dad put one of the like boxes, or as I've come to learn this year, they're called cakes. So he put one of the firework cakes on like the end of the slide. So those plastic slides, they would have like a little like flat spot on the bottom of them, and so he put it on that. So it's like 5.5, 6 inches off the ground on the end of this slide, and so he lights it, and it starts going off, boom, boom, right? And we're like sitting on the back porch, our young selves, and we're like, whoa, this is great. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, and then it tips over.
Yep.
And starts shooting at the house, right? And so it's shooting directly at all of the neighborhood kids. All of this going through my dad's mind, I'm sure, is like lawsuit. And then all the kids just scatter. Like one of the other like neighborhood, older kids grabs like my young sister and like starts running across the yard, and like I'm diving into the house, and like one of the fireworks goes straight through the bedroom window and sets the dog bed on fire, and like all this stuff goes wrong.
Wow.
And so after that, my parents were like, okay, let's maybe tone down the fireworks and go see fireworks.
Yeah.
So that we
aren't
liable. I doubt that was the real reason. But
that happens to everybody. I feel like anyone that does their own fireworks, because we've done it too. It'll literally, you put it there, and then all of a sudden it'll tip over, and everybody, it's like, yeah, oh shit, and run. Exactly.
There's so many injuries every year due to fireworks.
We've never gotten injured. It's like scary.
I mean, me neither, but like,
yeah.
Somebody gets injured somewhere, loses fingers, whatever. Oh, yeah. So this year, now that Ellie and I are our own family, or my Aunt Jan, shout out, reached out to us and said, hey, would you guys be interested in getting fireworks? And I was like, my parents are going to say no. Obviously, she's not going to just give fireworks to Ellie's family. So I'm like, okay, we have to take up the cause now. My parents have rejected her, advances with fireworks. We gotta pick it up. It's our turn to take the torch. So we said yes. We set a time when we met her at this fireworks place, like Jake's Fireworks or whatever. So it wasn't like a TNT firework place. And we went in and we bought like $400 worth of fireworks.
Yeah.
So I'm talking like the big ones, Mac Daddy's, like we had the like mortars and like
those are the best ones. Yeah,
it was great. Intense. Those are intense. And so 4th of July rolled around. We set some off on the 3rd of July because my sister was there. She was going to the lake the next day. But we got so it was my fiance. See, I do this all the time. My wife, who's going to yell at me from the other room because she can probably hear me fudge this up. But my wife was there, and so obviously my dad and my mom, and we went up to our local like elementary school, right? And just on one of the baseball diamonds. Mm-hmm. So we set up all of our fireworks there. Just throughout the evening, we just started shooting them off, and we had so many. And so we just started working through them, and then we realized like we were garnering a crowd.
Yeah.
Because Roswell.
Yep.
Yeah, and so like Roswell had messed up this year with their fire, or in our opinion, they messed up. They put basically the fireworks show in like the pit of like Roswell Area Park, and so it's like you can't see it from anywhere. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure nobody. If people did go, it was a traffic nightmare. But since people didn't go, they were doing their own thing. And so we started garnering like attention from these other groups of people that were up at the elementary school. So we started setting off fireworks, and my dad and I were running around, and we're like, we've got an audience now. We have to deliver.
Yeah.
And so we felt this pressure. We were running around. We're like, how many can you get? I can only let off 3 at a time. So we were like running around, putting on a little show and doing all this stuff. And we were like, all right, here comes the finale. And so we like setting off mortars and like got the cakes together and like started shooting off cakes and like all this stuff. And it was great. Like it was so much fun and like satisfying to not only be with my dad and obviously wife and my mom, but like it was so satisfying to have like that thing to do and then do it well and people like it.
Yeah. Like you had a crowd.
Yeah. We garnered and they were like, woo, in the back. Like they were cheering us on. And I just felt like, I know my dad loved it too, because he was just super satisfied and was like, that was like, it's just an experience you don't get to have very often. Because usually you're doing fireworks with just family or friends.
Or you go watch them.
So I don't know. It was very satisfying.
Yeah. I saw like 3 fireworks. So.
Yeah, you saw just in the distance. Yep. You're like, oh, well, I guess it's 4th of July.
Yeah, what do you know?
Next year, we'll have to get together and do like a big, huge thing with everybody.
You can meet my dad then. Because my dad loves fireworks.
Does he?
Has like, yeah, he buys a crap ton.
Shoot, we gotta join up.
He would love that.
I wanna get like a pool together and like, because you can go in as like a supplier of fireworks or like a distributor, and it costs a little bit less. And so if you get enough money, you can put into a pot and like get discounted fireworks, but get a ton of them. So you can do like an actual show.
And do it all night.
Right. So you get like a 45-minute show and you get like I say dead, but like just fuse. And you like tape everything together and like do a pre-programmed show or whatever. And you light certain fuses at certain times. And like you could easily do a show. Like after what we did on the 4th, I'm like, you can totally pull this off. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of scheming for next year. I'm like, well, what can we do? Aunt Jan, pull through with your fireworks. Make it happen. So
people are gonna be like, you know how everyone's, oh, we can go see the Roswell fireworks, we can go see the Woodstock fireworks, oh, we'll go see the Noah fireworks,
the Bryant's,
the Bryant's fireworks.
It's the Bryant Bonanza Blast, guys. Come on, let's go see it. I doubt. Oh wow.
All right, sorry.
For those of you who aren't on YouTube, that's a good way to plug it. But Mitchell just had his coaster stuck.
It's like a heavy coaster too.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy wooden coaster, but his coaster stick through the properties of H2O adhesion, right?
Sure. I don't know.
Come on, chemistry nerds out there, bond with me here. Adhesion to the bottom of his cup, and it fell off.
No,
now
I won't do it.
Now you broke
All
it.
Right, cool.
Can I do it? No. See, mine's not sweating as much as yours. I don't know. You're just nervous over there. Right. Whatever.
You can tell.
Are you?
We're talking about the parents.
No, you just came from the gym, so
sure.
You just arm day. Why do you? I feel like you just have dumbbells in the back of your car, and before you come on the show every time, I feel like you're down in the parking garage.
You know, honestly,
shit, hold on, let me just get just a quick set of 10. Hold on.
You know, it's actually kind of funny. Bryce Harper did some type of, you know who that is, right?
Yeah.
He did some type of interview or magazine photo shoot, and they forgot like weights, and of course it was like the naked one where like human body like naked photo shoot or whatever. But like,
okay,
of course it covers genitalia, but they had a YouTube video of it, and he's like, I don't have dumbbells, and he's like, I gotta get like a pump, so he just started going. And it worked. Like, he's like, people don't realize all you have to do is just start squeezing your biceps, act like you're whatever, and just keep flexing really hard, and you'll get a pump in like a matter of 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
You literally don't have to lift weights. You can literally get a pump.
I guess that's why a lot of guys' arms on their right side are bigger than their left. You don't even need weights.
Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? So here's another life update, right? And I mentioned this before the show, but we refused, like usual, to go into it because we wanted to dive into it on the show. So my wife was like, all right, you guys should probably move on from talking about the wedding.
Yeah.
So we're done talking about the wedding. If you're tired of it, you're in good luck because we're done. I'm done talking about it. Now we get to move on to the wedding property.
That's what I was say. It's like, yeah, we're not talking about your wedding.
Not our wedding anymore. But so.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Come on, dude. I'm
gonna do upside down. Sorry.
There you go. So. Also, apologies for your blasted out eardrums if that's just killing you right now. Blame Mitchell. So, wedding property. Ellie and I had kind of a goal of ours was to start a wedding property, like in the next venue, like a wedding property venue in the next 5 years. And that, in lieu of getting an apartment, we were thinking about like getting money and buying a property and literally building out a wedding property, living on it, and like. And doing
living on it, like,
yeah,
okay.
So that was one of our ideas before we got the apartment. We went out and like looked at properties. Like we were actually looking. Olivia and Nick, you guys know, you went with us one time and to look at some properties that were less than ideal, but we still had to look at them to count them off. One of our, I don't know, it was not like an idea that we had, but it was so obviously. The Staples, shout out, they hosted our wedding on their property. And little did we know, that was, in their mind, a trial run for their farm to be a wedding property.
Wow.
So she's off doing her thing. I think she's running for, I think it's Congress, I want to say. So she's got her plate full. But she wants her property because they just moved. So she wants her farm property to be
a wedding
venue,
which would be great because it was a great wedding.
It was a great wedding.
Place, yeah.
It was a great place, very pretty. Obviously, we'd legitimize it a little bit more for future wedding experiences. But guess who's going to operate it? Ellie's going to operate it. So I threw her name in the hat. She texted us and she was like, "Hey, could you send me some information on, wedding properties? It's going to be called Freedom Farm Weddings." So we're trying to build that out now.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I was like, she was asking for information and, hey, could you build a website or whatever? And I was like, yeah, for sure.
Easily build a website. Throw your wedding pictures on there.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to Squarespace and build a website. Mitchell,
I don't know what it's doing. This is why we don't use coasters.
Listen, I'm trying to protect the table, but the table's also wood, so I don't think it really matters. Just take it off. Just put it on the table.
All right.
Yeah, just screw that. I was trying to reduce the noise with a coaster. Ironically, that backfired. So I threw Ellie's name in the hat. And obviously the staples are amazing. And so she was like, holy crap, that's actually perfect. Because not only was this our original plan in the first place, but Ellie knows everything about like planning a wedding, not only just a wedding in general, but also at this specific property, because she did it. She literally did it. I mean, we did it, but she did it. And so she's gonna basically run the whole thing.
And of course, you got Big Canoe. You could hook up with Big Canoe and be like, "Hey, look, like we have a wedding property. If we have people like wedding parties stay here, can we work something out? They get a discount or whatever, and then you could throw that in the package."
Exactly, same thing. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what we did, because we have a guy that we dealt with, Mountain Vista Rentals. So it's like it's the same thing over and over and over again for people who would want weddings there. And obviously there's like a minimum viable product. So we could be hosting weddings at that property now, obviously, because we just did it. But obviously, in the future, we want to build it out, phase 1, 2, 3, whatever, and add different things. But dude, it's happening. So she is like in it. She is fully in it. She's like going to operate it and like be in command. So I'm for one, am very excited for her to take the lead on that.
How are you? I assume you haven't talked numbers yet, because y'all don't know what numbers would be.
A little bit.
You actually have talked about.
Yeah, we have talked about the numbers. Okay. And I will. Do you want me to debrief some of the numbers?
I love talking numbers. Money's my thing.
Okay, that was kind of weird. I don't know why your voice went like, money's my kind of thing.
Money's my thing.
Money's my thing, guys.
Gets me going.
It gets me going out there. So Ellie and I wanted, for our wedding, we were getting pissed off at venues only renting their literal property for like $10K, and you get nothing. It's like everything else is like this big, huge add-on, right? So it's like only the property is $10,000, and then after that, it's another $5K for the chairs, another $5K for this, and by the time you're done, you end up spending $35,000 for this wedding property to do all in. So all in, preliminarily, in the prelim, it's a little over $24,000. All in, like everything.
A typical venue, everything in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which in my mind, so just for the property, it's like $10,000.
I mean, if you could do that like every weekend or like 2 weekends a month, think about how much money that's.
I did the math. Yeah. So revenue.
Yeah.
It's over $300,000.
Yeah.
Of a revenue.
Yeah.
Profit, it's about $200K of profit.
Yeah. That's not much.
If you're doing like, I can't remember if I did it every week, because you obviously can't do a wedding every week. I think I did half of the year. Like if you split the year in half, there's 52 weeks in the year.
Yeah.
So if you just split it in half, I think you could easily be making $200K.
Well, you also got to know, also there's wedding season.
Well, there's wedding season, spring, fall.
So you're going to have to be like really like almost like doing weddings almost every week near the like summertime, because that's when people want to do it.
Exactly.
Like May weddings.
Well, and then that's not even taking into account, and that's just saying like if somebody was to max out, what we offer and do that, once every Saturday for maybe like 20 weeks or whatever, distributed throughout the year. That's not taking into account potential Friday or weekday weddings.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's a thing.
Because we would do it cheaper.
For the weekday.
And Fridays. So like you could have a Friday wedding, right? Maybe a Thursday, like whatever, a Friday wedding.
And then
then follow up by a Saturday wedding.
And I'll have everything set up technically.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously it would take a lot of work, and you'd need to like contract out and contract out a crew and like, invest in a tent and there's a lot of upfront cost. And this was one of the things that was going to prohibit Ellie and I from doing this, was like, it's just so cost prohibitive on the upfront, because it's like you have to buy a property, and then you got to immediately start dumping money into like building a ceremony site, and then like, well, you don't want your neighbors to yell at you, so you got to build an actual dedicated reception site so that your neighbors don't yell about the noise. I mean, granted, they have a pretty large 52-acre plot of land, so it's not like the neighbors are going to yell, but still, like, you don't want the neighbors to yell at midnight, be like, "Yo, my horses are going crazy,"
nuts, yeah,
because you're playing dubstep at midnight. Like, get the heck out of here, you Zoomers. You know
exactly.
So, but also like we wanted to find a balance between like what we did, which was kind of like build our own, like build a wedding kind of thing. And
so this is going to be like a commit for Ellie, at least. I feel like it's going to be a very commission-based thing. So the more weddings she can get organized, more money.
Well, there's that. Well, I don't know. We hadn't really like thought about how that price breakdown was going to be for like money that she was going to make. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine it would be like she would make money as a planner for each wedding. And then she's running the whole thing. So she'd be running the website. She'd be running the Instagram, all of the social media presence. She'd be running day-to-day activities, tours of the property. Like she's literally like...
Oh, she could literally... Yeah, she could double down. She could be, the planner for the wedding.
Exactly.
Like for the bride and groom, get paid by them, and then get paid by, the Staples for finding the wedding and getting it organized there, whatever portion.
So it's like she's the operator.
She could. You better watch out, Mr. Breadwinner. You might be.
Dude, honestly, can I be the couple bitch? Like that would be great. I'm totally okay with that. Listen, like when I was growing up, I always thought like, man, I want to be making more than my counterpart because that's just like what a man should do. But I'm like, damn, like if she makes more money than I do, that it's like a trade-off. It's like that gives me a little bit more flexibility to then look into other options that
maybe make more and just one up her, and then she can one up you, and then you're a multimillionaire. Yeah,
exactly. It's not one upping
when you're up there,
but it's flexibility. That's what it is. It's like I gave, and this is like true in our relationship. It's like I gave Ellie a lot of flexibility coming out of tech. It's like, look, I'm gonna make some decent money coming out of college. You major in dance, do dance. People kind of look down on that. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
So it's like, or it's like ROI, return on investment. You would think like, oh, like dance, it's like people kind of shit on that, but it's like, no, do dance, go all in on that and don't even think about money. Now Ellie's getting commissioned and doing dance projects. Like now, like she just came back from a rehearsal today for a dance project. And now it's like, okay, babe, you're a professional dancer now. Like, how does it feel? And so now she's obviously doing this wedding property stuff, so that'll give her some flexibility as well. It's coming together, dude. Life happens in stages, and I'm just a big fan of it.
That's great.
Okay, so I don't want to take up too much of your time on this Friday. Thank you for tuning in, listening to us ramble about all of our antics, 4th of July endeavors, and wedding property plans. Check us out online, mancardpodcast.com. Mancard Podcast on Instagram and socials, and mancardpod@gmail.com. Hit us up, send us ideas. What's going on in your life? We want to hear some crazy stories that you have, and we'll read them on the show. So we will see you on Monday.
See ya.